That's one small step for man.
Today we're going to check something off our rocket list and catch a bucket launch.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So we're pretty excited to be on the road. We have not been on the road in a few months. I think it's been now the end of July. We've been working on finishing up our van build, and we've just had a lot of stuff going on in South Florida. So we've been in limbo. We've missed traveling. Today is just a short little trip. We're gonna only be going one night, hoping to catch this rocket launch. So we're pretty excited about that. And it's great to be back in the van. So we've been reading up on the event as much as we can, making sure that they haven't canceled it. Hopefully they won't cancel it. It's been delayed a few times already, or a couple times, and we just had the storm come through, Nicole. So I guess there was some damage done. It says one of the chief areas of concern is a thin strip of insulative caulking known as RTV that smooths out a small groove encircling the Orion spacecraft in order to prevent undesirable airflow and heating during flight. A section was torn loose by Nicole's winds, and there are now worries that more could shake loose during the liftoff and create a debris hazard for SLS.
Why don't we just go to Home Depot and buy some more caulk?
So it's about 3:30 now. We're just outside of Titusville, which is not too far away from the launch site. We don't know what to expect. We have no idea if it's going to be crowded right now or not, but we're hoping to get a good spot. So we're getting close. This is pretty exciting. We did research on the best places to view the launches, and we think we've found a couple spots where there'll hopefully be some spaces. There's a lot of parks in the area where you can watch. And then we're going to be heading towards a bridge where it should be a really great viewing spot that we think we'll probably go up on tonight. All right, so this is Titusville. We're heading straight out towards the water. It's a little bit of a gloomy day today. Hopefully the clouds won't be too much of a problem for viewing the launch. Oh look, a train. Oh man, we're gonna miss the rocket launch now. Alright, so this is the park that we talked about. Oh, we were afraid the park would be crowded.
I thought there might be more than one car there.
I don't think we have anything to worry about. That's pretty funny. We were like, oh, are we gonna get a spot?
That's pretty funny.
Maybe we're just early enough that it doesn't matter yet. So we're heading up over the bridge, and this should be a great spot to see everything tonight. So here's all the people camped out for this so far. This is fun. That's fun. There's a nice camera and nice van. And the
JFK Space Center, straight ahead.
Oh yeah, there's the sign. So that's closed because of where they're doing the launch. You can't get out to the beach areas. There's a few places that are better viewing, but it's too close to the launch site.
Alright, so.
Just head up to that park. Is this how you get in there? Oh.
Go a little further.
Yeah, this is pretty bumpy. What is this? Golfing prohibited. We can't golf while we're here. There's nothing about overnight. We checked here before, right?
Overnight parking and camping by permit only.
Oh, and we didn't get a permit.
Alright, so it looks like we just need to decide if we want to watch the launch from the bridge, which obviously will be our highest vantage point, or we could try joining the party on the east side of the bridge, which I'm sure is
We can still get to the bridge from
a
there.
nice viewing spot.
I say we go over where everybody is, and then if we don't feel like going up to the bridge, we could just watch it from the van, but we can still go up to the bridge because it's not that far. All right, so we've made the consensus that we think it looks more fun over where all the vans and stuff are. Looks a little bit more of a fun party spot and a better view to hang out. So we're gonna try that. All right, so here we are. This is pretty fun. So basically the launch pad is about right there. And we are here, approximately 11 miles away.
Well, I gotta say, this is kind of fun, kind of exciting. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't know if there were just gonna be a ton of people here. There are some, but it's not a massive fight for parking like I thought there would be. So hopefully the launch indeed happens and we can check this off the bucket list. All right, so we're just walking around checking things out. It's pretty fun. It's like our own little tailgating party for the rocket launch. I think we got a pretty good spot. All right, so we're parked back that way. And we're going for a walk up to the bridge. Go check things out, get a better view from up higher maybe.
We've had a main beam bus on a boat.
So can you see it? There's the launch pad and the rocket's right there. Alright, there's some cameras to drool over.
There's the two places. One is the Lake Jackson over here.
Look, there's a bunch of dolphins out. There were tons of them. I don't know where they went. So having a van is perfect for this kind of event. There's all those people up on the bridge and it's a great view, but they're gonna be camped out there for hours. And here we have a front row seat to the water. We can see the launch pad, make dinner, play games, hang out. This has been on our bucket list, especially Steve's, for a long time. So it's really great and easier to do it now that we have the van. So we're just hanging out here. It's almost 7, so we've got quite a while to wait yet. We can see the rocket all lit up, and we're just checking out some of the footage on YouTube right now of the launch site. It's kind of neat getting a look at it closer up so we can understand what we're seeing from far away.
This is a lot of fun. It's been a while since we've had a chance to get out with the van, so this is a great way to use it.
Waiting for the rocket launch, Gray? Huh? Here's the status of things. Just laying here in bed. Slider door open. The blob right there is the rocket. Steve's chilling out up at the front in the swivel seat. It's a beautiful night. Alright, so you guys want a little history lesson, as Steve would call it? I'm just looking at some information about this rocket launch. It's kind of interesting. We actually, I would say, don't really know much about all that NASA does and all the different launches, but this one says it's the most powerful rocket And it's going to be sending the uncrewed Orion capsule, Orion capsule, on a 25-day journey to the moon and back. Then it's going to have a harrowing, did I say that right?
Harrowing.
I don't know why I can't read tonight. Harrowing 5,000 degree re-entry through Earth's atmosphere. I think this is pretty significant because it involves getting back to the moon, and we haven't done that in a long time. So this one is unmanned, but then they plan to, if it's successful, to send it back up with a crew. I'm trying to find out if there's any other interesting little factoids in here. So according to this article, the rocket is 322 feet tall. That's pretty tall. And the side boosters are 177 feet tall. So Orion will complete a full orbit of Earth and do some other interesting stuff.
Full orbit of Earth?
Yeah. And then I guess it goes to the moon. The Orion, whatever that is $20 billion. So it says it's a test mission. It'll be the first integrated trial of SLS and Orion. Orion was sent on a trial mission back in 2014. For the SLS, this will be the first launch. Very interesting, right? Alright, I don't have anything else to say about that. I think what's really cool is that it's the, what'd they say? It's the most powerful rocket that's ever launched. And I guess there's a lot of other firsts, but anyway, it should be fun. Hopefully we'll get a good view of it. Well, we should. We can see it right here. So, it's fun.
120.
Did you go? Did you go?
Mm-hmm. And that's where Steve... Wait a minute. What happened?
What?
What in the world? I thought that this was open. When did you go there?
October.
It's pretty funny because I always think that I'm the master of this game, but Steve keeps beating me. Alright, Steve has now beat me 2 times tonight, but I just finally beat him. I'll show you proof. Can you see it? I'm the light color. 1, 2, 3, 4. Booyah. Sorry, Steve.
My undefeated streak is over.
Finally. Alright, so we're here killing time. We've got T-minus 4+ hours yet. We're watching it live.
2.5 meters around. Trying to remember everything about.
And killing a little time playing a little bit of Cabo. See if Steve can beat me this time. Alright, well, it's 12:30. We took a quick nap. I think a couple hours or something. There's people all around outside the van now. We're gonna go see a rocket launch. You ready?
Let's do it.
Awesome. I think Gray's really excited too. She doesn't know what to make of all the people that are outside our van though.
So for the moment, you see on your clock now, we are in the T-minus 10-minute hold. We just entered that, and now roughly we're looking at 28 minutes to resume terminal count. The launch team will assess what work needs to be done, how that syncs up with the range getting back online with their equipment, and then we should have a new T0 for you soon. That's the latest from Firing Room 1 here at the Kennedy Space Center. Megan, back to you.
Not seen it before. Go for it.
Well, the place has really filled up since we last checked. I don't think there is any spots available for parking as far as the eye can see. So I'm glad we got here when we did.
There were several delays that put the launch off the T0 and added more time to the launch clock. So we decided to walk towards the bridge to see what kind of crowd had developed. So it looks like they've closed off the bridge to traffic, maybe. And my goodness, there are a lot more cars here. And we have somebody selling seafood. So if you're hungry at 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, here's the thing for you. That's pretty funny. Wonder if they sold a lot earlier.
So they've closed down the bridge, and as you can see, it's a popular place to hang out to watch the launch.
On behalf of all the men and women across our great nation who have worked to bring this hardware together to make this day possible, and for the Artemis generation, this is for you. At this time, I give you a go to resume count and launch Artemis 1.
Copy, Launch Director, and thank you.
We got back to the van and got our cameras set up with just a few minutes until launch. What you'll see now is footage from our cameras interspersed with NASA's live feed to show our vantage point from approximately 11 miles away from the 39A launch pad, compared to NASA's up-close footage.
Go for ALS. And we are go for ALS. The Space Launch System is now counting down to liftoff of Orion on its maiden voyage to the moon. Launch team can no longer recycle the count. Sound suppressor water now floating under the ML. And here we go.
10.
Hydrogen burn-off igniters initiate. 7, 6, 5. 4-stage engine start. 3, 2.
Whoa, there goes.
Boosters engaged. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
There's 25 engines on the core stage and 2 solid rocket boosters now propelling the vehicle at 128 miles per hour. Good control overall. Teams in Mission Control Houston, all good calls so far. Now 30 seconds into the flight of Artemis 1. First milestone will be for the vehicle to pass through max Q at about 1 minute and 9 seconds into launch. This is the greatest period of atmospheric force on the rocket. SLS now traveling at 607 miles per hour.
We're going to start being able to feel it.
You're looking at 8.8 million pounds of maximum thrust quiet here. No losing mission control. Core stage engines throttling down ahead of passing the taxi. Let's go!
There goes.
Now 1 minute, 21 seconds into the flight, traveling at 1,420 miles per hour. The 4 core stage engines are back at maximum thrust. The next major milestone will be for the solid rocket boosters to cut off and jettison at about 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the flight, so about 30 seconds from now. Again, quiet here in Mission Control Houston as teams continue monitoring the flight of Artemis 1. We're now 16 miles downrange from the launch pad at Kennedy Space Center, traveling over 2,800 miles per hour. Standing by for solid rocket booster jettison and shortly thereafter.
We're about to get main engine color SRB separation.
Confirmation that the solid rocket boosters have separated these 177-foot boosters.
There we go. There's the separation.
Now the core stage continues to power the flight of Orion, all 4 RS-25 engines firing, traveling over 3,400 miles per hour, 46 miles downrange.
Once the rocket was out of sight, the crowd started to disperse, and cars started lining up to head home. We were glad that we could just climb back into the van and crawl into bed. That was a fun night. Alright, well, I think it's almost 7 o'clock the next morning. It's kind of interesting to see who stayed. A lot of people in cars actually stayed. People were set up with tents. Now this morning there's a lot of traffic. Doesn't look like it now, but it woke us up this morning. It was so loud. We decided to look for a quieter spot for breakfast, but first took some time to clean up some trash. We always try to leave a place the same or better than we found it. Well, we had some breakfast here this morning. Nice little view. Now it's time to start heading south again. Alright, we're southbound. Time to do a little debriefing about the event. So, Steve, what do you think about your first rocket launch?
Well, overall, I think I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, maybe even an 8. It was really smooth sailing.
Yeah, you're breaking our van scale.
Oh. Okay.
4.75. How does that compute? You can take 7 to 8.
I'm not good at math.
We're gonna give it a 4.283 for vans out of 5. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
It was smooth sailing getting there. I'm glad we left as early as we did and got there as early as we did, because it really got packed closer to the launch.
Yeah, it did.
So, yeah, getting there was easy, and then we, found a nice parking spot, chatted up our neighbors a little bit, and then it was just kind of, hurry up and wait. We had a nice evening, had some leftovers for dinner, and played some games, took a quick nap, and the launch itself, I didn't know what to expect being a rookie, but I thought that the countdown, there'd be more of a countdown, and we would hear it, and it would sync up from the actual liftoff.
You mean the crowd would be counting down?
Right. And everyone was listening to the same kind of broadcast, I think. So
Those who could. Some people couldn't because there were too many people trying to listen, I think.
the times didn't match up. What should have been liftoff, it actually lifted off a little bit earlier compared to the time that we were all hearing on this broadcast. So I don't know if there was just a few second delay on broadcast or whatever, but
Which makes sense, I guess.
yeah. So I wasn't quite visually focused on it when it first took off, so I kind of missed that initial glow. And then I don't know, I just expected a little bit more, I suppose, from the sound, and maybe even some reverberations, like actually feeling it. It was neat to hear the sound eventually. It takes quite a few seconds before you actually hear it from as far away as we were.
It was probably more like minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a chunk of time. Can't say that I necessarily felt anything like shockwave, if you will. But overall, it was fun. I'm glad we did it. Would I do it again? I think is the million-dollar question. Probably not, unless we had some friends in town and it worked out that there was a launch going on and they really wanted to do it. I would take them to go to see it, but I don't know that I would on our own go check out another one. But I'm glad we did it. Check it off the bucket list.
Yeah, I would agree. Before I was thinking about our van scale, I was thinking like an 8 out of 10. So that 4 point whatever we said is accurate. I think the most fun thing was just all the people that were there and all the excitement. Just kind of a neat atmosphere. And you know, all those people counting down and waiting and all the stuff that was going on around the food truck and the ice cream truck and all that stuff. I would say it was, what's the word I used before? Not unimpressive, but something like that. What did I say? No, I can't think of the word I was thinking. It was neat though. It was definitely neat to experience. I said underwhelming. It wasn't as amazing as I thought. Some people were super excited. It was cool to see though. So I'm glad we did it. It was neat to see it at night. I think if we were ever going to see it again, I'd want to try to see if you could see more during the day, like more of the rocket. Like basically all we saw was a glow in the sky. So I think that would be neat to try to see it during the day. But I'm really, really glad we did it, that we could check that off our list as well. And it was really fun to be back in the van and to actually do a little trip again. So definitely worth it.
All right, all you astronauts, this is where we're going to leave you for this video. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, and we'll see you on the road next time. Bye.
Today we're going to check something off our rocket list, and we're going to go get...
Can't even do it.
Today we're going to check something... Come on, Steve. Today we're going to check something off our rocket list and catch a bucket launch.
There you have it. There's damage, but they're going to go ahead anyway. Did I read what you were... What do you want to read? Naturally, that's what I meant. It's almost 7.
Excuse you.
So, Steve, what do you think about your first rocket launch?